Chris Sewall here, baseball card collector, investor, dealer, in that order. Welcome everyone. High rollers time, and this week we're going to count down the 10 highest sports card sales from the latest Heritage auction. These are big money sales. All in the top 10 are six-figure sales. Heavy on vintage baseball, but actually the top two are both modern basketball. And number one is a first timer, always like welcoming in the newbies. This week's list is brought to you by CIA, stands for Collector Investor Auctions, which is owned and operated by my boy Jeremy Donson of the Texas Snowman. I'm a small stakeholder in the auction, and the preview for this month's auction is actually up right now. The auction begins officially tomorrow on Thursday, but high dollar stuff in this auction, mid-level stuff, low-end stuff, runs the gamut for any type of collectors. You got modern, vintage, all sorts of goodies in there. I highly recommend you go check it out. Links to all that is in the description below. But all right, let's get to the list. Before we count down the top 10, we'll check out some honorable mentions, starting with pre-war baseball. 1911 T201 Mecha double folders, complete set, 50 cards in this set that is now well over 100 years old. Every card is graded by SGC. Bunch of key Hall of Famers in here: Ty Cobb, Walter Johnson, Christy Mathewson, Cy Young, and others. $52,460, basically $1,000 per card. Rare oddball item from the 1950s, 1951 Topps Major League All-Stars Yogi Berra, graded a PSA EX5. I'm not very familiar with this set. And in a 5, it's just a pop 2 with only 5 copies graded higher. 5-figure sale here, $10,980. From our Whoa division, 1953 Topps Ellis Kinder. He's a common, although it is a short print, but graded a PSA Mint 9, $50,000. That is a function of the PSA set registry and pop report. In a Mint 9, this card is just a pop 2 with no copies graded a 10. So it's one of the 2 nicest copies in existence. Whoever got this, upgraded their set registry significantly. But wow, that is quite the price to pay for a common here. This card can be had, raw mid-grade condition for maybe $20 or so. 1960 Topps unopened cello pack, graded a PSA near mint 7, as Sandy Koufax showing on the front and Mickey Mantle showing on the back. Pretty cool. Although I got to be honest, whenever I see these old cello packs, I don't understand how anyone could determine that they haven't been tampered with. Very, very easy to mess with the plastic. Anyway, that's for a different video, I guess. $28,060. From our Whoa Again Cuckoo department, 1969 Topps Joe Schultz, another common from the 1969 Topps at PSA Gem Mint 10. That's just a pop 1, the only PSA 10 in existence. $20,000 plus. Again, this card in raw mid-grade condition, sells for about $1. On to modern baseball, 2018 Bowman Chrome Shohei Ohtani Blue Refractor Auto. It's graded BGS Gem Mint 9.5, 10 for the auto. Solid subgrades, although not a true gem. Serial number out of 150, $29,280. On to football, 1976 Topps Walter Payton rookie. Sweetness here is graded BVG X Mint 6. The card's been autographed with the auto receiving an 8. Payton passed away a number of years ago. $29,280 for this card here. John Elway rookie, 1984 Topps PSA Gem Mint 10. $12,200. I feel like that's really high compared to recent comps, although I did not check. So if that is incorrect, please do not hold me accountable. I'm going to blame that on my research department if that's wrong. 1989 Score Football complete set. 330 cards in the set. Every card is graded PSA Gem Mint 10. Also includes 8 error cards. $18,300. It is the number 1 ranked set on the PSA set registry all time. Obviously, it can't be beat if every card there is a PSA Gem Mint 10. 2017 Panini Contenders rookie auto Patrick Mahomes, graded PSA Gem Mint 10, $50,020. This sale was actually before the Super Bowl. 2020 Panini Immaculate Collection Joe Burrow rookie patch auto with the NFL logo shield. The card is the 1/1 PSA Authentic with a DNA 10 for the auto, $88,450. On to basketball, one of the first important vintage cards, 1948 Bowman George Mikan rookie, graded a scorching SGC near mint 8 from our Blazer division, $73,200. Modern basketball, if Jeezy's paying LeBron, I'm paying Dwayne Wade. 2003 UD Exquisite Collection Gold Dwayne Wade rookie, serial numbered out of just 25, PSA near mint 8, $47,580 from the all-important 2003 Exquisite set, which also features, of course, the LeBron rookie. 2006 Upper Deck Exquisite Collection Michael Jordan Noble Nameplates Patch Auto, graded a BGS near mint 8 with a 10 for the auto, serial number at 25 with a nice 3-color patch, $23,000 appropriately, $180. On to hockey, 1924 V145-2 William Patterson hockey complete set, 60 cards in this set. Every card is graded by PSA. $23,790. I'm not super familiar with vintage hockey, but I would have thought this would have gone for a lot more. That's just so low. It's just so low. A 1980 OPC Mark Messier rookie, graded a BVG pristine 10. You don't see a lot of pristine 10s on vintage cards. $18,300. I'm gonna guess that's a pop one, although I didn't check that again. If that's wrong, my research department is at fault. But that brings us to our top 10. And leading us off at number 10, 1909 to 1911 T206 Cy Young. It's a Piedmont 150 back, and it's the portrait variation, graded an impossible PSA near mint 8. Absolute blazer here. Front looks just gorgeous. Maybe the tiniest bit off-centered left to right on the front. Back is very clean as well. Also a little bit off-centered left to right on the back. This sold for $103,700. I forgot to mention all the prices you see include the buyer's premium. So the hammer price was a little less than that, but that's what the buyer is paying out of pocket to own the card. This is the first sale of a PSA 8 in about 4 years, and 4 years ago, the last PSA 8 sale went for $106,000. So no real change there. This card is a PSA Pop 4, and there's only one copy graded higher, which has never been put up for sale. Number 9, 1962 Topps Baseball partial wax box. You can see the actual box there. Comes with 21 unopened packs. A full box would have 24, so a near full box, 21 of 24. Comes with this letter from Baseball Card Exchange saying that in their opinion the box and the 21 packs are original, and the 21 packs are have not been tampered with and are in near mint condition. The packs are from series 5 and 6. Sold for $152,500. I couldn't find any comps on this, so I guess that's what this sort of item would go for. But the fact that it's series 5 and 6 is definitely a good thing, as that includes the high number series, and there's some very, very high dollar short prints, especially in a high grade. I don't know if the buyer here would intend to open this. I would guess not, but maybe they're feeling lucky. Number 8, 1914 Cracker Jack number 68 Honus Wagner, graded a PSA X Mint 6, and looks like a really strong 6 from here. No major issues, maybe some lightly tipped corners there on the front, but a really nice looking card. Back is very clean as well. This sold for $165,920. It is the new all-time record sale of this card in any grade by a wide margin. The previous high was an SGC 7, which sold for $78,000 back in 2021. An incredibly rare card in high grade. And for PSA, this PSA 6 is just a pop 3 with none graded higher. Number 7, 1933 Goudey, number 144, George Herman Ruth, better known as the Babe, graded a PSA near mint 8, and a razor sharp card. The centering appears to be the only notable issue. It's clearly off-center to left to right and top to bottom for that matter. Back looks very, very clean. Sold for $183,000. There's actually been 2 semi-recent sales of a PSA 8 within the last 3 or so months. They went for $196,000 and $216,000. So this sale actually is a little bit on the low side. Nothing crazy, but maybe sort of 10% lower than the average of the last 2 sales, which again were quite recent. It's a PSA Pop 31, and there are 5 copies graded higher. Number 6, another card from the T206 set, 1909 to 1911, T206 Eddie Plank. It's a Sweet Capital 350 back, graded a PSA VG3, and this is one of the rarest cards in the set. I don't know exactly where it ranks, but it's definitely one of the, 3 rarest cards along with the Wagner and maybe one other. Sold for $237,900. This is actually the new record sale of this card in this grade. The previous high for a PSA 3 was $162,000. That was back in 2021. And the card is a PSA Pop 8. Sorry, a PSA Pop 3 with 8 copies graded higher. Number 5, 1953 Bowman Color, number 59, Mickey Mantle. Sticking with our scorching theme, it's graded a PSA Mint 9 and an absolute stunner here. I don't see anything to complain about on the front, nor really on the back. I guess maybe the tiniest bit off-center top to bottom on the back, if we're really nitpicking here. Sold for over $250,000, $256,200. This is the first sale of a PSA 9 in about 2 years. The last one going in 2023 for $234,000, so up a little bit since the last sale a little under 2 years ago. It is a PSA Pop 23, and there's only one copy graded higher in a PSA 10, which has never been put up for sale as far as we know. Number 4, back to pre-war, 1909 to 1911, American Caramel E90-1, Joe Jackson. The Shoeless Joe here is graded an SGC EX5, and extremely rare card that usually when one pops up, it's an ultra low run over by a truck division, but this one obviously in solid mid grade, at least as it looks here. Really nice looking 5 on the front, and no issues there on the back either. Sold for $292,800. This is actually the second highest ever sale of this card in any grade. The only higher sale was a PSA 8, which went for $667,000 all the way back in 2016. So this is the highest sale of this card in any grade since 2016, and the second highest sale ever. In an SGC holder, there are only 2 copies graded higher than this EX5 example. Number 3, the first 7 slots all went to vintage baseball, but the top 3 spots all go to basketball. 1984 star number 101, Michael Jordan, rookie or pre-rookie, depending on who you ask. This one's graded a PSA near mint plus 8.5. And yeah, maybe lightly tipped corners would be the only issue. Maybe the tiniest bit off-centered as well. Left to right, back looks pretty clean, although a little bit off-centered top to bottom as you look at the photo there. Sold for $366,000. It's only the second ever PSA 8.5 sale. Well, sorry, the third ever PSA 8.5 sale that I can find. The previous 2 were over 2 years ago, both in the 100. So this one's jumped way, way up in the last couple of years, at least in an 8.5. Recently, a PSA 8 sold for $192,000. So the 8.5 here going for about double what a recent PSA 8 sale went for. It is a PSA Pop 4, and there are only 3 copies graded higher in a PSA Mint 9. No 10s exist from PSA. Number 2, Jordan again, 1997 Metal Universe Precious Metal Gems Red or Ruby. Number 23, Michael Jordan, graded a PSA EX5, and that's actually a decent grade for the precious metal gems from the 90s, as they are very susceptible to chipping along the edges and corners, including this card. You can see chipping along the top border, upper left corner, and actually throughout the card, light chipping throughout. The card is serial numbered out of 100, but the first 10 are green, so really only 90 copies of the red or the ruby exist. Sold for $378,200. The last sale of a PSA 5 was about 7-8 months ago or so, and went for $305,000. So this card up about, 20-25% since the last PSA 5 sale. It is a PSA Pop 6, and there are 20 copies graded higher. I was actually surprised that there were that many graded higher. And number 1, sticking with 90s basketball inserts, 1997 Skybox EX 2001 Essential Credentials Now, number 3, Allen Iverson, graded a PSA EX5. This would be a second-year card of AI, and I'm not sure why it got such a low grade. It doesn't look, I don't see much, but I guess the upper right has a little tipped corner, but yeah, PSA EX5. This card is super valuable because it's serial numbered out of just 3. And the Essential Credentials had a very sort of strange serial numbering system. It was related to the card number. You can see the card number 3 in the upper left. It's also serial numbered out of 3. So a card from the 90s serial numbered out of 3, that is something you essentially never see. Sold for $701,500, an absolute whopping sale there. This is Iverson's first ever appearance on a high rollers list. Welcome, Allen. It's the first time a copy of this, one of the 3 copies of this card has ever sold in public anyway. So yeah, that's what it's worth, and it's also the only copy ever graded by PSA. But that's it. Your top 10 this week featured 2 Michael Jordan and 1 each of Shoeless Joe Jackson, Babe Ruth, Honus Wagner, Cy Young, Eddie Plank, Mickey Mantle, a 1962 Topps partial box, and newcomer Allen Iverson. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Eat your vegetables. May the force be with you. And stop submitting your 2023 Prizm base Anthony Richardsons to PSA. Thanks everyone.